Good morning and welcome to the Breakfast Club. My name's Darren Hancock and I'm your host today. Looks like we've got some fun happening here on the NASDAQ. Looking at the this is the daily chart. Looking for a run back down into this, clean these equal lows out here, running down to fill this, look for a fill of this fair value gap here. We also have price imbalance down here on the daily. Draw this guy out here. So look for these kind of areas to reach for today and possibly the rest of the week. We also have a real thinly traded BISI here as well. Right there. So this is the drawn liquidity, I think, for the day. Look for a run below this low here. These are equal lows, as you can see here. So we're looking to take this out here. If you're looking to get back on, so we're looking for hourly. I don't want to see those lows get taken out before 10 o'clock. I'd like to see it pull back into the range here. Back into, this is an hourly fair value gap, inversion fair value gap now. Over to here. And this one, what was this one? That's the hourly one. There was something else here too. I think it was 30-minute. Yeah. There's a 30-minute gap we've just filled. Now if we come back through into the other side of that, we have this inversion gap here. You can see how this starts to get quite ambitious to chase these fair value gaps down. You say, which one's more valuable? Is it this one here, this one here, this one here? I always take the one that's the most recently traded through first and then come back to it. So if we can come back to here, we haven't got a body through here yet. So we'll see how this thing ends up in the next 8 minutes or so. We have a threshold candle here. Mean thresholds being worked through. So again, our objective is the downside. Got old lows here. We also have that new week opening gap. Potential to trade back to that before 10 o'clock. That's what I'd like to see, is it to trade back to it here. Dig inside this. And then continue down on the downside. So we can get back in on that. Yeah, it's 30, 15. So we're not through this one yet. Let's right to the edge of it. See how it's filled there now? Oh, it's already been filled. On the upside, from the downside, that's the key point there. It's pulled back, so that's good. That's what we're looking for here. Yeah, I like these, this breaker especially. This is a big breaker here as well. Now we've got below it, so I like the way the body here ends up with the top of that fair value gap there. So if we dig into this one, swing, this one, all inside that daily or new week opening gap. It'll also give us a retracement. %'s up here. That's tech. Let's look at gold. Gold hit the top of the fair value gap, came back down just now and tagged the bottom of this. So we have a further upside. Let's look at the daily on this. Price imbalance right here. So we came into that price imbalance yesterday or today. We could tag that one more time, start to work through it. We've come back, hit these equal highs. Now we're looking for pushing up further to the upside. Yeah, I like the I like up on gold for today. What's your entry point? That was obviously a very good entry point. If he comes back down again before 10, it takes the threshold. Stop loss goes below here. If it runs this low one more time, you can get in around the threshold here. Oil. Let's look at oil. I like oil because my prediction for $95 is getting closer. I like oil for the upside. I like this fair value gap here for it to come back and tag it. Unless I'm off. What's the low on this candle here? The low is 842. $89,842. What's the low on this candle? No, we want the low on that candle. 89,650, 842. 842 is right there. Oh, pretty close. 842, that might be this guy here. High. 326. Yeah, a little too, didn't quite come back into it on the daily. So the hourly, look at the hourly. We never did quite come back and tag it. Look for this to create a new fair value gap. and look for, you'd like to see it stay open and continue pushing for the upside. We're about to hit the open, so let's see how this reacts off the open. If we can get back into here, bottom of the inversion fair value gap. Can continue to run on this. That's back to the order block. That's back to the fair value gap. Bottom of the order block. It's not going to give it to us. Yeah, you got to look for a new opportunity to get in then. What are we on the downside? Those equal lows are taken. I think that's one pipette lower. 53.50. 54, yeah. So now, does it come back and give us our opportunity to get on? Let's just wait and see what happens here. Right up to the cap. I like this new this new week opening gap here. good. So you see, if you were eager to jump in on that, you'd be squeezed. There's a lot of whipping around on the open. Just waiting to see where it settles out here. I didn't want to see that take out those lows. Look at this on the lows. Equal lows. Those are relative equal lows. And they're not going to leave those untouched. So looking for an opportunity to get in here. We're just going to keep an eye on this. See what settles out by 10. How's our gold doing? That's what we were talking about earlier. If we get a gold return to your fair value gap threshold, this might be an opportunity to get long. Right there, stop loss goes down here. Watch your leverage. If gold is your choice. Oil. Turn to the order block. Further upside for oil. What's the S&P 500 doing? Similar to the tech. Looks like we got an inversion fair value gap sitting right here. Keep poking up through it. See if it gets back into this range. And where's the new week opening gap? Looks kind of messy, I know. So I'll be looking to get back into here. Watch that one on your S&P. Let's look at Aussie dollar. Natural gas. Geez, gas has been up and down. Looks like it's coming out of that funk though. Slowly working its way up. Getting into winter now. That's the upside I'm pointing at. I like this little pocket up here. Get above these equal highs. Aim for here. Euro. What's Euro up to? Yeah, a little piece stayed open there. I like that. We have a break above this little market structure here. Come back down into a fair value gap. Leave it open. Now you want to see it push up. So if you get support off this order block here, you want to see it run through here and start aiming for equal highs up here. If you do get short right here, or get long on that right there, always pay the trade. If you clear that high, I'd move me to break even and then start running these equal highs here. GBP, it's just stuck sideways. It has broken some structure here. Come back, filled the gap right on top of the order block, pulling off right now. So depending what the American dollar is up to, if the American dollar is on a downturn, you might see some push up into filling the rest of this fair value gap up here and this breaker on the pound. That's your order block entry. Stop loss here. Because if it does come and wants to make a drag down into here, which you shouldn't because this is pretty balanced in here, your stop loss is tight. Ah, damn it. Here I was too busy talking. That's where I wanted to get my entry, inside that one. But if we do get back into that new day opening gap, we get one more push up there. It's almost 10 o'clock. 15 more minutes. A lot of chop going on here. It's kind of like yesterday. You get a lot of chop happening, then it smooths out. You get a better chance for a run. So let's keep an eye on this area here. So if you would have got in there, take a piece out here, here, here. Those are quick pip runs. If I would have got in on the edge of that, we haven't cleared anything yet, so that'll be 27 handles down to there. So here's one right here. It's now become inversion. Getting on top of it now. It's high resistance banging around in here right now. There's your 27 handles. Just taking it from the edge there. 27 handles. Done. A lot of consolidation. Not going to touch that. I'm definitely looking for something in here. A retap of that new week opening gap. Let's look at some of the other ones we were looking at. Deep down into that fair value gap. Didn't take the midpoint I was looking at. I should have mentioned the 25%. Because the 25% lines up with the top of that order block there. That 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hour order block right on the money. Come back, tag it. Now they're lost. So this is 25%. So it doesn't have to come back to the 50%. I called for the 50%, didn't get it, so we'll stick with that. But it still is upside. Oil. Still got your order block. Fair value, or that stop loss is down here. Continue on the upside. Tech. Yeah, it's making a run down now. Have a few more minutes. And if you don't get on these, if you miss it, yeah, I was calling for the edge of this, but I really wanted this. If you don't get it, you don't get it. You can't look back and say, oh, well, and beat yourself up for something like this. The fact that you can still call a direction is a good start. If you get the direction right, and you're just trying to get a clean entry, nothing wrong with that. 62% of that little range right there. I like this though. Optimum trade. This was an optimum trade entry. We're not done yet. No, that should have run the lows out. Right? Yeah. Their run. Still not finished on the fair value gap, but those lows have now been run. Before 10. Didn't want to see that. Unless this plans on just bolting down now. Like lightning. Continuation. Not even looking back. Yeah, I just wanted this. This looks so much more cleaner here. But you see what they did? They came back inside that little fair value gap that I was drawing over here on the 30 minute at the beginning of my session. From here to here. Let me just draw this out so you get to see how it lines up. That's why I love inversion gaps. Look at that. Went through it with a body, came back into it right and dug right up to the top of it, which is almost at our thing. This is what I wanted up here. Didn't get it, didn't take it. Now it's running the lows. Come on, sometimes you miss them. You can call them and still you miss them. You get a little greedy and you want that extra little piece on the end there. That's all right. Still pretty good precision. I thought for sure it would come back into here. So it didn't quite fill that hole. gap on the other side, the inversion gap, but she did dig into it. Five more minutes. Now, the question is, will it continue on down? That we've taken out those lows before 10. Now, will we get a sizable retracement off of that? You don't want to marry an idea. Sometimes you have to let that go. So if it does come back up there, I'll get in. If not, this is too choppy for me. I've missed the opportunity right here to start collecting at least 27, whatever these, what I was mentioning about, take some out here and here and here. Well, there's the 3 pay-as-you-goes right there. So if this does turn around now, you'll kick yourself for not taking out your 27 handles there, then here. That's, was that the other one? Where's the 27 handles? We got in here. That's 21 handles, 25, 35. Then the old low back on the other side when you finally took that out. This is what you want to see, is this big drive down now. Like lightning, you want to see it continue. If you're taking out the low, then carry on. Keep pushing down. No reason to come back into here now. Two more minutes for 10 o'clock. We've ran the lows at 10. So do we get a big retracement all the way back up now? Or do we start pushing harder all the way down now that we've broken that low? Have a look at this for a second here. 15, 18. Oh, we have a new week opening gap right here. Yeah, it's a good run now. Didn't take it. That's all right. No regrets. It's a good call. Just didn't take it. That's the daily, the new week opening gap. Ended here, began here. I was aiming for something higher. What is this one? Delete this. Delete this. And this is where that Friday ended and Sunday began. That was our new... My bad. I got what I wanted, but the problem was I have my new week opening gap in the wrong spot. So what I was calling for was exactly what I got. Had I put the markers in the right spot, I would have had my new day opening gap return to, tag it nicely, and get the hell out of there. Oh, nice. Well, you guys got to see something there. You got to see the call I was looking for panned out, and would have panned out better had I put this in the right spot. So I was calling for a return to the new week opening gap, and I had the new week opening gap too high to not even get in it. And here we were. We actually came back and tagged it inside that inversion fair value gap on the 1 hour. Is that? No, 30 minute. That was the 30 minute. Perfect entry. Right there, right in the middle. Okay, well, that's fine. I like the fact that I got that. I picked it. I just had the new day opening gap, new week opening gap in the wrong spot. There you go. Mark your charts really well. Mark your charts really well. Otherwise you'll miss something beautiful like that. Here's a little bit of torture. What if I would have got in on that? We'd be 88 handles right now. That's okay. And we've got further downside. We're looking for that fair value gap on the daily. Let me extend this a little bit further so we can see what she looks like. And just so you get to see it on the daily, on the 1 minute. Oh, it's not working there. 2 minute maybe. 5 minute. Where's my... There we go. We're about to hit the bottom of it right here. So for your entry to your exit, 100 handles. That would be a 100 handle day right there. As soon as your objective is hit, I don't know about you, but if you like 100 handles, that's it. Close up shop. Walk away for the rest of the week. Take your time. Go to Vegas, which is what I'm doing. So That would have been a nice way to spend some money down in Vegas. Take that all the way down to the bottom. We should put the little check mark here if it hits. Put it right on the line there. Well, that'll be it for me today. I missed my golden entry. Looking for the run down into the fair value gap of the daily. Now if you get that, that might be a chance for a reversal in the next 10 to 12 minutes. You should see that run down into our check mark. We'll put this right here. That'll be the daily one, not the red one. And then I want to see this become an inversion fair value gap. Once this comes down into here, if that edge of that fair value gap on the daily finds support and we start to get a pull back into the range that was just created here, I like to see this become an inversion fair value gap, get above it, come back, find support at it, and continue through for a return. Because the daily, it hits it right there, and then if we come back into the range, we're looking for these old equal lows here. So that's 15, 153. Those equal lows, the body. And if we continue to push through this, then we're looking for these lower fair value gaps and imbalances on the daily to continue price on the downside. But if we do get support inside here, we just get a bang around for the rest of the week. We just hang around inside here. We've got Wednesday, Thursday. But if we get a Wednesday push down into here, and then a Thursday reversal, yeah, I'd like to see what happens here in the next few minutes. Gotta make sure I got my daily correct. Gotta make sure you got the high of this candle here is 1509.9710. 9710. 9710. So this is a 1700 or 10 o'clock. Creates a silver bullet entry. If this is a silver bullet entry, aiming for the bottom of your fair value gap. It's a little late for silver bullet for me. Try and snag a couple of pips out of that. But if it runs through all the way through, then that'll be a great little entry. It's just too close to my objective for me to want to get in on something like that. Better to use caution and just read it and kind of enjoy it. You don't have to be in every trade every day. You don't have to, which is what I used to do, man. 3,000 trades. I remember Michael was only doing, I think I probably mentioned this before, the beginning days. Michael was very, very cautious. Like, the markets don't look good, and he waited and waited. Man, his patience was amazing. He waited weeks before making a trade. I was like 3,000 trades. 3,000. Over 3,000. I was just addicted to it. I just loved the idea of getting in on it. Getting in on the trade. Fed on the emotion. It just became an addiction. It's like an addiction. Not knowing when to quit, right? So you get a couple of hardships. Unlike addiction, you can still get hardships and still believe that you're going to make it out of the other end, or it's going to get better. You got to take action, right? So take control of that. And I ended up losing lots of money, become very fearful. All the things that Michael mentioned, it's like he was there listening in my head while he was talking, telling me exactly what I was going to do and why I shouldn't do it. But I did it anyway. And the aftermath is that you start getting punch drunk. You're starting to worry about, you start second guessing yourself a lot. Even when you can pick an accuracy quite well, you still get a level of fear. And you're not ready for live trading if you're trading with fear or emotion. You got to make this completely binary. So the fact that we missed that, you got to go, oh well. It's better to have a feeling of, oh well, I missed it, than been on the wrong side of that and being punished if you thought that was a long right here. So always feed your mind something positive. Got the right direction. I wanted it off the weekly. I like that. Good for me. Encourage yourself. That was an excellent idea. It panned out. I just had my week's opening gap in slightly the wrong spot, but what a perfect entry. Inside that inversion fair value gap. Lovely. Right time of day. Journal that. So that'll be a journal entry for later. You must do journal entries. Do a screen capture of that. Talk about the importance of your new week opening gap. Talk about the importance of picking the right direction based on your higher time frame premise and your lower time frame, higher time frame objectives. And talk about how you could pay the trader on the way down. But journal it in a way that is positive. Journal in a way that supports your nervous system. So your nervous system's always looking for something positive to encourage. So you don't want to be working with cortisol. You don't want to be working under a stress hormone. You want to be working under endorphins, something that you feel good about, that helps to stimulate brain morphology way better than stress and trauma. Because it's a lot to undo it. It's a lot to undo it. We're getting it on top of this fair value gap. Are we just wicking into here? Order blocks right here. Stab up, come back down. Are we gonna finish this? Is this gonna be one of those roll around kind of day? Finally tag it, roll around off the bottom of it, and then start to come back up. So now we got a body above this. Order block. Let me change my thinking if we get above this candle here. Coming back to fill in those fair value gaps there. Back to the order block. Just keep an eye on that candle. I want to make sure we don't get above that one there. That may change the narrative short term. We're still 5 handles away from that close of the gap. This is just returning to the order block here. Maybe another little opportunity to get short. Stop loss goes here plus your spread above. I'm not taking any trades. We're just going to sit and watch it now. So look for these, if they're going to become inversion gaps, do they support price? So we want to see this one either support price, leave this open so we can continue to the upside. Or does this one hold price right on the order block? So you got one that supports prices coming back down. We still have objective that hasn't been hit yet. When we break structure to the upside, then it's a rethink our objective. But for me, you have to lose this this high. It's good, I got lots of money in natural gas. This is looking for an upside run now. According to that guy, we're going to go long on that. Put my stop loss down in here. I got another account. I'm gonna go into here. Oops. Take my $1,000 out of that one. Let's get back to the other one. So this right now is giving us some support in here off of this inversion gap here. We want to see this stay open if we want continuation on the upside. So we're going long on this one. See if the structure breaks here. Well, that indicator didn't work. I used an indicator on this one here to mark a long. It takes a long, so I just went in long off that indicator. That's what you get when you try to trust other people's indicators. Didn't work. But we've come back into our order block. We're going to get our little check mark. I'm going to finish off on our daily fair value gap. We did not break that upper structure there. And now we're working our way through this order block, or this fair value gap here. Body's made it through it. We've come back into it. Leave this guy open. So now we have a, if we ever got this thing down here, that becomes a breaker if we break this low. Then if we get a return into that breaker for a run down, that would be an entry for a short. Stop loss would have to be pretty tight. Still have a daily downside objective. So just keep the narrative for a short still. We didn't break this high. Looking for this break in this high. Find some support and some steps in the rocks to support an upward trend. This is just a retracement back to an order block. No live trades today. Looking for that downside objective again. I'm going to be wrapping it up here shortly. Keep in mind this is our goal for the rest of the day. For me anyway, that would be the objective. From there to there. I just want to see if that one panned out. And don't trust other people's indicators. Just come up with your own idea. I wanted to try that guy's indicator for a reversal. Didn't work. So stick with your own ideas, stick with the concepts you're taught. That's why on a demo account, I can beat the crap out of it. Tried some stuff. We'll stick around, see if we can see this thing finally make it to the conclusion of our prediction for the day. And we will live to fight another day. I will not be here tomorrow or the rest of the week. I will be back next week for the Breakfast Club. And we'll have a look at the markets next week. What do I see on my calendar next week? Ooh. All right. Yeah. Look for Friday, Monday. It's going to be a nice little up and down week next week, I think. I'm looking for Friday or Monday to be our swing day. Just out of the blue. I'm just going to put it out there so it was recorded. It was mentioned that Friday or Monday would be a swing day. High or low that day. This thing's going to torture me till the end of the day here. I'm going to see if I can line this up on the precise minute she comes down. I'm going to make it in around there somewhere. I'm going to split now. I gotta get ready to go to the airport. So if this runs there in the next few minutes, I will do a quick post, short video to show the trade hitting that area, which I'm sure you'll all see anyway. But that was our prediction for the day. From here to here. That's the entry we're looking for this exit. All right. If I don't see you guys back here in the next, well, it looks like it's going to run through here now. And huzzah. Done and dusted. There you go. Trade is completed. Looking down for those things we mentioned earlier. If we continue now, we're looking for this downside here. And that little sliver of a fair value gap here. And the downside here. Weekly objectives. I'm looking to reach for those. We got our daily objective finished. That is from here to here was just under 100, so 91 handles to there. And there you go. Hope you got to learn something. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for popping in. Nobody popped in, but that's okay.